The national media has disrespected Nebraska yet again. And frankly, I'm fed up. I am sick and tired of this. On3 just made a hit piece article talking about Matt Rhule and the program. So in today's video, I'm going to go over what that was, what was wrong about it, and everything else you need to know. And then we have seen a lot of Husker recruiting news drop over the past 30 minutes. I told you things are going to start heating up around the end of May. A lot of good news. We'll talk about what that is. And then last but not least, you're going to want to stick around to the end of the video because Troy Dannen just revealed Nebraska's brand new end zones for next season. I'm going to react live to what they look like, and I absolutely want to hear your thoughts. So really quick, we have a lot to get into. Hit that like button if you're fired up, and it would make my day. If you're a diehard Nebraska fan and you're unsubscribed and you enjoy daily Husker football content, it's a no-brainer. Please hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much. But without further ado, let's just dive right into it. I'm sick and tired of the national media disrespecting Nebraska. And it feels like it happens almost every single week, every single month. Whenever ESPN needs clicks, 24/7 Sports needs clicks, whatever publication, Sports Illustrated, doesn't really matter. Whenever they need attention, what program did they go to? They go to Nebraska because we're the punching bag. And I understand we haven't been very successful in the last 10 years. And we have a diehard fan base, so it's really easy to get us riled up. But I hate it when these 24/7 Sports writers or these On3 writers, they just honestly just make things up. And that's what happened yesterday when On3 released this tweet that honestly I fell for. I fell for this. I thought this was a legit thing that happened. They said that Matt Rhule wanted over 40 teams in the college football playoff. And I told you guys yesterday on the channel, we reacted to this. I told you that people were memeing us on Twitter, that they were making jokes about this. It was just a bad look for the program. Like, for Matt Rhule to call for 40 plus teams in the playoff, like, obviously that's never going to happen. But here's the caveat. Matt Rhule was joking about this. He had an interview with Husker Line about a week ago. And when he said that he wanted 40 teams in the playoff, he was being very sarcastic. It was very evident. It was very obvious. And On3 reported this like he was actually dead serious. That's the problem here. And that's what happens all the time with these Nebraska, with these beat reporters, is that they, take something that Matt Rhule says, or they take something that Scott Frost would say in the past, and they would portray it like they're being serious, or they would shed it in a different light, take it to a different angle. Again, I'm just sick and absolutely tired of this, and it makes Nebraska look bad as a program. And then, you know what I hated about this? They doubled down on this. Ari Wasserman, who's a complete clown. I've never heard of this guy in my entire life. He's apparently an On3 beat reporter. Clearly really bad at his job. He made an article. He said, instead of soft comments about the cultural playoff reform, how about Matt Rhule just get better? Like, Ari Wasserman, you are a complete clown. It wasn't a true quote. He was just being sarcastic, and yet you're doubling down, making articles about it, trying to capitalize on it. And then apparently Matt Rhule called him yesterday and clarified it. I don't know why Matt Rhule even gave him the time of day. And then he was trying to promote his podcast to, everybody tune in at, 7:30 Central. We'll talk about Matt Rhule and what he called me about. Like, what doesn't even matter. You lied about the entire story to get attention, to get clicks on your On3. I'm tired of it. It happens every offseason, right? Because they want to go to the Nebraska fan base. It's always Nebraska. It's never Iowa. It's never Wisconsin. It's never Michigan State. It's always Nebraska. And I'm just tired of it because it makes the program look bad. And they're people, and honest, like me, I'm gullible. I saw that yesterday and I believed it because I didn't see the interview. And now I look like an idiot because I trusted On3 because I thought they were a trusted source. Well, guess they're not. Anyways, man, I'm just sick and tired of that. Ari Wasserman, man, do better, dude. Do better. You're a professional journalist and you're out here doing whatever you're doing. That's crazy. So, whatever. I'm just tired of the national media disrespecting Nebraska. It happens every single offseason. They always portray Matt Rhule in a negative light off of things that really are taken too far. Tired of it because it makes the program look bad, and there's people who actually buy that, like myself, who didn't do their research clearly. So that's on me. I'm sorry that I made a video talking about it yesterday at the very end because I thought it was legit, but it wasn't legit. So, all right, that is that. Let's get to some Husker recruiting news because we've seen a lot of stuff drop over the past literally hour. And I told you guys yesterday, expect a lot of Husker recruiting updates on the channel because things happen every single day around this time of year. Now, I made a video and I released it today talking about how I'm kind of concerned about Nebraska's defensive line recruiting. And of course, we get some D-line recruiting news right when I say I'm concerned about it. Xavion Griffin-Haynes will be visiting Nebraska on an official on June 13th. This is somebody who kind of came out of nowhere. Nebraska was semi-interested in him, but it wasn't really thought that Nebraska really had a chance here. But he has officially released his top 4. Nebraska is in it along with Clemson, Michigan, and Florida State. Again, this is an edge rusher who's coming out of North Carolina. Dynamic pass rusher, but more than anything, he's a physical run defender. That's what Nebraska really likes. He's a guy who can play the 3 technique. He can play the jack position. So Nebraska officially made the top 4 for him. And I told you in my video earlier today, like, while I'm still concerned about the D-line recruiting, I told you that I feel like Terry Brown was working in silence on a couple of these prospects. And there wasn't a lot of smoke until, last second where we get news like this. So I was right where, Terry Brown, he was working in the silence. We didn't know that Nebraska was going after Xavion Griffin-Haynes, but they are, and we made his top 4. He said that he's interested in Nebraska because of the coaching staff. So I feel a lot better about the D-line. Still not great. My video from earlier today still stands, but definitely great that we have another defensive lineman visiting, and we made his top 4. So we'll see what happens there. It's hard to say what Nebraska's odds are here because he's such a brand new face. I have to really research up about his recruitment, but that's pretty significant news. Then it was reported today by Tim Verghese at Rivals that Nebraska has been working hard behind the scenes to try to flip to Darius Hughes as a guy from Florida State. Long-time commitment for the Seminoles. Again, very athletic corner coming out of Miami, Florida. Again, Addison Williams really been going to work here. So another guy that behind the scenes there hasn't been a lot of public smoke about, but Nebraska would not be shocked if they get him on an official visit and try to flip him by the end of the summer. So watch out for that name to Darius Hughes. Miami's also trying to flip him as well. I mean, it feels like we're battling Miami and Florida State for like everybody. Doesn't it feel like that? I don't know. Anthony Kennedy was also reported by Tim Verghese. Want to give him credit that Nebraska has been checking in here. He just decommitted from Missouri. So this is a defensive lineman, 6'4", 330 pounds, big boy. Big run stopper. Nebraska obviously trying to get him on an official visit, but they've been checking in here along with, again, Missouri. He's still going to visit Missouri despite him decommitting. Arkansas's in here. A couple other schools, Miami's in here. So we'll watch out for that name if he ends up taking a visit. If not, then disregard it. Then we got news that Lincoln Watkins, who I told you I think he might be Nebraska's next commit. He's a 4-star tight end. He has canceled a bunch of his visits. He was going to take like 5 or 6 visits. Now he's only visiting Nebraska in Florida, so he's pretty much down to 2 squads. I feel very confident. I think Nebraska, 95% chance. They're going to land this guy. I would be very shocked if Nebraska does not land Lincoln Watkins. So feel good about that. Wanted to give you that update. And then last but not least, Troy Danon released Nebraska's new end zones for last year. They've been doing some turf work over the past couple weeks. As you can see, the end zones are red. They're going to be red with white lettering. We reported that on the channel just a couple months ago. I want to hear your thoughts. What are your thoughts? That's what I really want to hear. Comment down below what you're thinking about these new end zones, because I don't hate them, to be honest with you. I kind of like them. The only thing I dislike is the red outline. So it's hard to tell what's inbounds and outbounds and out of bounds. Okay, because as you can see, if you watch my cursor, there's the red out of bounds line. We've seen a couple times, like, for example, Purdue has the same thing where they have a black end zone, but they also have a black out of bounds line. So players don't know if they're inbounds or out of bounds when they're actually in the end zone. So Nebraska, hopefully they fix that. I don't mind the red end zones. I think they kind of look cool. I think they'll look great when they're completed, but I want to know your thoughts. What are you thinking about the red end zones? Do you want them to go back to what they were before? Let me know your thoughts down below. Again, this will be the last year of turf, by the way. We will go to grass in 2026 and beyond. So, all right, guys, let me know your thoughts down below. I need to make like a title for these midday updates, like Nebraska midday news or something. I don't even know. So let me know if you guys have any thoughts. Like these midday updates of things that happen throughout the day. We'll be posting a lot of these throughout the summer. So again, let me know your thoughts down below if you have any ideas for the title name of these type of videos. But again, let me know that down below your thoughts about just about everything. If you made this far in the video, hit that like button and subscribe. As always, folks, go Big Red, go Matter Rule, and I'll see you in the next one.